Welcome back to the videos. Absolutely beautiful day today, 20 degrees, shorts and jersey weather finally. We're just out for a fairly local spin, heading over to Box Hill, the shortest way and back. It's amazing how many riders are out today, and everybody seems to be abiding by social distancing. Loads of people about, but they're all keeping their distance and riding either solo or in pairs. Should be just over 50k for us today, and yeah, it's hotting up quick.
Hey, Lord Jesus, I know I'm wrong. If you find favor upon me, could you please send me one?
I want a badger.
You want a badger?
Yeah. It's weird that we're now in summer kit.
Literally last week we were freezing cold.
You say last week, it was like 4 days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it skipped the whole knee warmer thing, didn't it? We've gone straight to full on summer. You need to drink loads of water. 3 times as much water as we've been drinking so far in winter. You'll be pleased to know there's a massive climb coming up.
Well, we haven't just done it. No. What? We've been climbing for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the pre-climb climb.
Well, I better get my superpower button on. This is ate a fly.
There was a red lady that swallowed a fly.
Doesn't she die?
So regular viewers of this channel will know that Daisy's got an e-bike, and she's been riding a lot on Zwift recently on her normal bike. And the problem that's caused is that she's now really fit, but she still comes out on the e-bike and then she drops me. Like proper hands down, I'm going flat out, and she rides away on the climbs. Because her wattage plus the assisted wattage is just like 8 watts per kilo. She's smashing it, absolutely smashing it. Really proud of her. The steeper the climb is, the more that thing kicks in, because it actually has a 25k an hour limit on it. So the slower you're going, it's engaged the whole time, and she just goes and goes. But yeah, she's made some clear fitness gains from a little bit of riding on this and it allowing her to do longer rides with me. And yeah, created a monster. First climb done, Box Hill to go. A little bit of wiggly woo in between. Just got told off by a lady for cycling. She was on her way to a tiny shop where she wouldn't have been able to do her shopping without getting within 2 meters of people. She gave up the argument pretty quickly when I told her where we come from.
But regardless, we're not mixing with anyone.
Huh?
We're not mixing with anyone.
Oh no, I don't get it.
There were people at the top of Box Hill that they'd all driven up on their motorbikes and they're all together. I get that everyone has an opinion, but to shout at one group of people, it's like the whole world is doing far worse stuff than us riding up Box Hill. So don't just take it out on us. Yeah, but she lives at the top of Box Hill and really doesn't like cyclists, so she's going to be real angry. I just mean like I'd be angry if I didn't like cyclists. People that just feel like they could just shout at one person. It's like, just look at the fucking world. Nuts, isn't it? Yeah. So a quick spin back now, nearly home. Quite liking these shorter rides. It means you've actually got a bit of the day left after it, whereas I'm used to kind of doing 200k and then have dinner, pass out, and that's it. I really am enjoying Zwift at the moment, so I might do a little session later on, get things tidied up a bit before quite a cool challenge that I'm going to do on it, which can't say anything else yet, but you will enjoy it. Woo! Overexposed. Someone was asking me what goes into those horrendous coloured smoothies that I've been making. Frozen berries, frozen cherries, not frozen mouldy banana. A little bit of this, a little bit of this. So I've been a hay fever sufferer for the last 10 years. Now I guess hay fever sounds kind of funny to some people, but if you get it severely, it really is not funny. When I've had it real bad before, days have been completely written off because your face is just completely swollen, you can't breathe, there's liquid just coming out, you can't see properly because your eyes are all stuffed up, and you have to smash loads of these, which even the non-drowsy ones are drowsy, and you end up taking more than one of these a day, even though they say don't take more than one of these a day. But I've developed a trick which I'll share with you now. This works with pretty much any of the over-the-counter 1 a day hay fever relief tablets. What you got to do is start taking them now, or ideally a couple of weeks ago, before the symptoms start getting real bad. The way I've had it described to me as a doctor before, imagine these as a pair of boxing gloves, and what most people normally do is the equivalent of giving a boxer a pair of gloves 3 rounds in. Your hands are already wrecked. So whatever system it is in your body that produces loads of histamine and all the symptoms is already beaten up when you start actually getting the hay fever symptoms. So by taking them a few weeks before, you got a lovely fresh pair of gloves and you can go boxing. Having said all that, I'm feeling a bit sniffy today. Now there's a little home project that I've been meaning to do. I can actually make a start today. If you're a guitarist, you'll know the struggles of organising your pedals All of these make your guitar sound different, and you can get quite expensive pedal boards where you stick them all down. I thought, as I've got time, I'll do a DIY one. Got a bit of wood. Now I cut this to size myself, and the challenge is getting all of these on here wired up in the right way, and so they're set up in the right order, because that can affect the sound as well. Now I got this pedal second hand, and it looks like previous owner has stuck Velcro to the back of it, so I'm going to run with this idea. Get this Velcroed up.
Normally I wash like maximum 4 pairs.
Is this because we've been indoor training?
Yeah,
There's
because
buckets of sweat.
Not that you shouldn't wash your bibs, but I guess when you go outside, I guess we've been riding like every day.
Twice a day some days.
Really sweaty, so it's not like you can do a 10k ride and then maybe reuse the bibs. Don't know if people do that.
Well, I wore the same bibs every day for like a month in Vietnam.
If you did like 10k around the block,
Yeah, you could use them the same day.
reuse
Yeah, you
them.
can.
10k on the turbo, you're just like
No way,
instantly
no way.
sweaty. Off to do the cooking now. The cooking and the cleaning, you know.
I do all the cooking actually. Waiting on a few more connectors to come, and yeah, work in progress. Now on a real sunny day like this, I guess my outdoor camera position is going to have its issues. Like over here, it's really bright in my face, but we can kind of work with it. Now, since we got back from the ride earlier, there seems to be a few news stories about the issue of loads of people suddenly going outside because the weather's nice. We definitely saw a few people today on bikes that weren't following the rules. I want to take this opportunity to encourage you guys, if for some reason you're not doing it already, to only ride solo or with a family member like we were doing today, because now the government is literally threatening to ban outside exercise altogether. So we end up in the same boat as Spain and Italy and a few other countries. If we can avoid that, it would be great. I wouldn't even try and ride in a group and ride away from each other. It just doesn't work. You've got to be so much further away than if you were just standing there because of the drafting effect and everything. It's just not worth it. I think we're very, very lucky to be able to ride outside at the moment as it is. So it'll be a real shame if a few people ruin it for the rest of us. Anyway, didn't want to end this video on a negative, but I guess the message is be constructive, still go and ride, just ride solo. I've got some drops to collect, so I'm going to do a Zwift session. See you guys tomorrow.